Hello, everyone. Welcome to Developing Palates. I am Aaron Loomis, and with me, as always, is Jiunn Liu. How you doing, Jiunn?
Doing good.
So today we are talking about the Monte by Montecristo AJ Fernandez Toro. Cigar is 6-inch by 55 ring gauge. Comes out of the Tabacalera Fernandez factory in Nicaragua. Wrapper is Ecuadorian Habano. Binder is Nicaraguan Corojo 98, and the filler is Nicaraguan Criollo 98 and Dominican Piloto Cabano. Blended by AJ Fernandez. Price point is $11, and the cigar was released in July of 2017. So, June, what was your pre-light experience like?
Um, First of all, I thought the look of the cigar was fantastic. Um, you know, I'm never the one to. I rarely judge a band, but in terms of the wrapper look of the cigar, really attractive. Slick, oily, medium brown wrapper. Things well pressed, seems tight, almost invisible. Really dug that box press, and I thought it was done really well. I didn't feel any soft spots or hard spots. Head finish off with a thick double cap. Smelling the wrapper, got a lot of fresh pungent barnyard and a little bit of white pepper coming through. Smelling the foot, white pepper, spicy cedar, and a rich mixed nuttiness. Cold draw, it was a mix of spicy cedar and white pepper.
Yeah, wrapper was medium brown, a few visible veins. They were very well pressed. Seams are slightly visible. Very smooth. The head is finished off with a well-applied double cap. Cigar has a rectangle press to it. Two bands, first being the standard style Montecristo band, but in a black and gold configuration with some red lettering. Also has the addition of the AJ Fernandez name on the front and the sides. Secondary band is about 2 inches long and right around the middle of the cigar. Carries the line name, designation, and some the same color combination as the primary band. Aroma from the wrapper was a mix of barnyard and leather. And the foot brought a very sharp white pepper and sweet hay mixture. Pre-light draw, soft and smooth leather, along with a little bit of raisin sweetness. There was also a decent spicy tingle that I was getting on my lips. So getting into the flavor profile, June, what was your experience like?
First mouth draws, very distinct spicy cedar, like this naturally sweetened cream mixed nuts. Retro gives really robust spicy cedar and sharp black pepper. Finish long, lingering with a stale cardboard, cedar, and minerals. Body is medium and strength near medium full. Moving on to the second third, I thought the cigar became more mineral forward with that spicy cedar and mildly sweetened cream nuts as kind of like the background flavors. Retro still rich and robust with that same spicy cedar and sharp black pepper. Finish continues to be long lingering with the stale cardboard, minerals, and cedar. Body maintains medium and strengths move on to that very consistent medium full range. Moving on to the last third, it became really earthy and minerally at this point. Got a lot of dry dirt and mineral focus with that spicy cedar being fairly faint, and that once the mildly sweet cream nuts pretty much non-existent. And I really like a cigar that has that flavor, so too bad for me. So with the retro, still intact with that same rich spicy cedar and sharp black pepper. Finish still lathers the palate with that same stale cardboard, minerals, and cedar. Strength of body, still medium, full respectively.
Yeah, initial draws brought a very heavy and slightly creamy black pepper note. Same profile is kind of realized through the retro hail. Half an inch in, that pepper began to settle down as some wood emerged in the background while some cream was still present. At inch in, the pepper had settled way down and the wood was now up front with a little bit of mustiness and a slightly creamy pepper in the background. Retro hail will still carry a nice dose of the pepper, which provide a kind of satisfying zing through the nostrils. As the third came to a close, that mustiness was quite prominent with the wood, and the creamy pepper was still in the background, and the strength was just slightly above medium. Getting to the second third, the mustiness receded a little bit, letting the wood, kind of now more defined as oak, shine through. Still a little bit of a creamy pepper left in the background. 3/4 of an inch in, the mustiness was gone, and the oak was up front with a little bit of pepper in the background. Retro hail was carrying that kind of that same profile. As the third came to a close, a little bit of mustiness came back to the oak, and the pepper was very light on the finish, and the strength was still slightly above medium. Getting to the final third, oak gained a slight mesquite note to it, and the pepper had completely gone away. At half an inch in, the cigar began to heat up, and with that came some bitterness. And with the bitterness the cigar presented, even trying to purge, it was a rare time that a cigar was actually giving me a tongue bite. So people that smoke pipes kind of know what I'm talking about, where it just kind of like heats up your tongue quite a bit, like as if it's like a concentrated section in your tongue. So I tried a few purges, but that didn't go away. So I just had to kind of set the cigar down at that point, and strengthen that final third had bumped up to the medium full mark. So getting into performance for burn and draw, what was your experience like?
As expected, stuff that comes out of AJ's factory, it's really good. Burn flawlessly, ash is solid, inch and a half increments. The cigar burned pretty slow and cool the whole smoking time. Without a draw, really good as well. A little bit tight, but never, let me stay off focus from the flavors I was getting.
Right. Yeah, burn line was wavy from the start for me and got far enough off in the second third that I had to do a touch up on it. But the ash held on in kind of close to 2 inch increments, so that was pretty good. In regards to the draw, it was a little bit more snug than I prefer, but that was just kind of a small criticism. I didn't feel like it affected the smoking experience at all, so it was just kind of a preference thing there. So overall, what were your thoughts on the cigar?
I think it was overall like every other AG cigar that I smoked. It's average good flavors compounded by really good construction. It's just like I said, it's the Starbucks and Pete's of our cigar industry. Never a bad cup of coffee, never a good cup of coffee, but always a consistent cup of coffee, right? So I parlay that to AJ cigars. It's always constructed well. Flavor profile is 99.9% of the time going to give you similar tasting profile that's earth heavy, mineral heavy, and spice heavy. And this is no different. But the vast majority of cigar enthusiasts out there love this stuff. So you don't need me to tell you really what I think. I think that Altadis, USA made a really good decision in partnering with AJ, and to especially let him make such a marca such as the Montecristo is a great call, and it'll really bring that pre-existing big fan base into a bigger fan base and meld it together well, I think.
Yeah, for me, this is another cigar that AJ Fernandez did for somebody else, and another cigar that I thought was passable. I think it's unfortunate because he put out some good cigars, but I think the ones that he's putting out for others are largely misses for me. This had a big blast of pepper up front, followed up by kind of that typical wooden pepper-centric profile. The way the cigar ended, literally put a bad taste in my mouth with the tongue bite I was getting. If, like you said, if you're a fan of AJ, this is going to be a cigar that you're going to probably like. It's definitely worth a try. Just kind of see if it fits your profile. I'm hoping that the cigars that he came out with this year for his brand are better than this. I'm just hoping that he, is showcasing his skills a little bit more in his cigars. The cigars aren't bad. They're just like exactly like you said. They're just like, they're not good. They're not bad. They're just kind of consistently average or slightly above average. So those are kind of my thoughts on the stuff he's working on lately. So getting the scores, I give it a 5.05. You gave it a 6.57. How do you think that matches up with your experience?
Good. I said overall the first couple of thirds are good, and the last third became a little too earth heavy for me. And of course, him always having, great rollers and bunchers gives you a great construction, right? And for that matter, that's why other guys that are more, I guess, hotter within the cigar geeks out there, they equally go to him because they know the cigars are going to be constructed very well.
Yeah.
So, so that score makes total sense.
Yeah, mine matches up perfectly. The final third was just not good for me. It was just really kind of put me off. So it had a really big effect on the overall score. But overall, the cigar is an average cigar. Good construction, like you said. I think we're consistent on this. You score them, kind of right around that good range, and I score them right around the average range. Just that's kind of what he puts out, and that's kind of how they match up with our profile. So I think that we've been pretty consistent on how we've scored kind of all these similar type cigars that he's put out for these other brands and things like that. So, any other final thoughts from you?
No, like you, I'm looking forward to what he came out with within his own umbrella of AJ Fernandez. So,
Yep, exactly. If you're just catching this video on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to us, but also check out the full written review on the website, developingpalates.com. Be sure to follow us on all the social media channels, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Google+. And you can catch all of our review recaps on podcasts, so iTunes, Google Play, and Podbean. Thank you for tuning in, and we will catch you on the next one.